Occupational Health and Safety or OHS focuses primarily on protecting employees in the workplace from accidents, injuries, and exposure to harmful substances. While accidents can happen at any time, it is still the employer's responsibility to ensure that they take steps to reduce the risk of incidents and maintain a safe working environment. Prioritizing OHS at your business has several key benefits, including reduce risk or accidents or injuries by identifying and mitigating hazards, improve efficiency and productivity due to fewer employees missing work from illness or injury, improve employee relations and morale. A safer work environment is a less stressful work environment, reduce costs associated with accidents or injuries. Healthcare and rehabilitative costs, losses, and productivity impact on employees' well-being. Lower insurance premiums resulting from fewer workplace incidents and workers' compensation claims. It's no secret that all industries have safety hazards of some sort. The most important aspect of a good occupational health and safety policy is identifying these hazards and ensuring that employees have the training, safety equipment, and other resources needed to work safely. Failure to implement effective policies and precautions can lead to injuries, reduced productivity due to the absence or loss of skilled labor, workers' compensation claims, and possible penalties from the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or also known as OSHA. By providing a clean, efficient environment, one can ensure workers are able to reduce distractions and truly focus on the quality of what they do. Hence, integration of PPE leads to rise in production of customer loyalty. You know what? Giving staff the right equipment and supplies is crucial for ensuring the safety and well-being of employees. More particularly, restaurants, hospitals, and hotels. And pretty just every other place of business requires some level of personal protective equipment, or also known as PPE, to decrease the risk of injury and keep employees protected from potential risk. The common injuries experienced by workers in commercial kitchens comprise burns, cuts, and sprains, and so on. If we're going to cook, we need to pay attention on it because it can cause fire just like on what will you see in this video. Aside from it can cause fire, it can also make your food unpleasant taste. That's why we need to pay attention on it every time. Same goes with using a computer. We should not slouch, we should sit straight, relax our shoulder to avoid back pain and fatigue. Slippery floor. When the utility worker mop the floor, they should put a sign that the floor is wet and may cause someone to slip. As you can see, after the worker mopped the floor, he did not put a sign that the floor is wet. So the person who will take that way is not aware that the floor is slippery. So the tendency is she might fall in her way. Always remember that someone's safety is also in your hand at some point. Dealing with garbage, since we are HRS or hotel restaurant services, if you work in hospitality industry in the future, always remember that cleanliness is a must. We should not just ignore the garbage we see in hallways or any part of the establishment. If we happen to see any garbage, we must pick it up and throw in the garbage because it may also be a cause of accident like someone to slip or get a bacteria that may harm his or her health. And always remember that one who maintains cleanliness keeps away diseases. In this scene, a worker is already stressed in her work as she has so many things to finish up. Her boss doesn't take note of that and still give her employee a more works to do that cause a person stress. As you can see here, her workmate approach her and ask if she is okay. And as we all know, the answer is no. Her workmate noticed that she have a lot of work to do. So to help her finish all of it, he takes some works and tell her that she will do some of those. And as you can see, we can finally see her smile. A simple help from our workmate can help someone to be happy. Proper posture in lifting a heavy stuff and in using a laptop. In lifting heavy stuff, we should sit and carefully lift the stuff instead of standing straight and bending our back because it will cause back pain. Dealing with hot stuff, we should use a proper tool when getting it. Like for the example in the video, we are using a big oven so that a small piece of cloth is not appropriate to use in getting baked food inside the oven. In this video, we use a pizza peel to get the baked food inside the oven. You might be confused on the usage of pizza peel, but you can also use it to get other baked food inside the oven. The objective of cutting, slicing, chopping, mincing, and pulping processes is to reduce the size of material either for further processing or to improve the eating quality or suitability of foods for direct consumption. While properly cut ingredients make dishes more visually appealing, another reason to learn basic knife cuts is to help your food cook uniformity. But now, let's talk about how to properly cut a fruit or vegetables. Always remember that we should make sure our hands are in a claw grip posture because if not, it may cut our fingers while cutting. Just like how we lift the boxes, lifting a tray goes on the same proper posture. You need to bend your knees and sit instead to just getting it while standing because it can cause back pain. In the workplace, we should put sign like no smoking because first of all, it can cause fire, especially if you're near in the gas tank. And also if we have a coworker who is allergic in the smoke, it can lead them to red heart. And also smoking is dangerous to our health. It also causes a lung cancer. Always remember, my dear classmates, that we have 5 types of health and safety signs. Red represent as prohibition signs. Blue represents as mandatory signs. Color yellow represents as warning signs. And green represent as safe condition signs. And last but not the least, red represent as fire equipment signs. You know what? Signage is important because to inform us in case of an emergency. So we always remember that we should be familiar with the signage because we can use it when we work in the future. The purpose of having safety signage in the workplace is to identify and warn workers who may be exposed to hazards in the workplace. Safety signs can assist in the communication of important instructions, reinforce safety messages, and provide instruction for emergency situations. Workplace have an obligation under health and safety legislation to use signs where practicable to highlight a serious hazards or risk in the workplace.